Good evening. Thank you for that introduction, and welcome to our Starfish and Dreams event tonight, and have a great time. A father in his late 40s sits in a hospital delivery room, having just witnessed the delivery of his new child, a beautiful little boy weighing a little over 5 pounds. A nurse takes his child into another room for what he believes are routine tests. An hour later, the delivering doctor enters the room. He tells the father, "I have no good news to tell you about your son. We suspect he has Down syndrome." When the father, who doesn't know much about Down syndrome, asks what Down syndrome is, the doctor tells him it's like mongoloidism. The husband in this story is me. The child in this story is my little boy, Kennedy. If you now look at the pictures on the screen behind me, you'll see the little boy in the delivery, Kennedy, who, despite the uninformed predictions of the doctor, turns out to be the most beautiful and perfect creature you'll ever meet, the light of my life and my personal hero. It is said that developmental disabilities can sometimes result in deficits in cognition. While true, I think the opposite is also true, that people without developmental disabilities can sometimes experience their own deficits. Deficits in caring and deficits in compassion. Who will Kennedy be as he grows up? Will Kennedy be like Garnet Smoot, who also has Down syndrome and works in our East Colfax store, and every week brings in his bowling score and announces it over the PA system to the applause of customers and employees? Will Kennedy be like Jody Luft, who has cerebral palsy and works in our Arvada store, and during the occasion of a new store opening in a live radio interview, told the entire city of Denver that the president of ARC-Me wasn't behaving? Will Kennedy be like Lori Espinoza? Lori works as a greeter in our JCRS store, and at a meeting of our CEO group, informed my fellow CEOs that she was gunning for my job because she would throw better parties. And when I chided her at bowling night about this, she told me she was throwing me under the short bus. For 40 years, ARC Thrift Stores has been a beacon of hope for families and individuals with developmental disabilities, which include Down syndrome, autism, and cerebral palsy, and all forms of cognitive deficit. We're the leading funder of advocacy for persons with developmental disabilities in the state of Colorado, and the people we support help people with disabilities find jobs, housing, medical services, and schools. We're also one of the state's largest employers of people with disabilities, and we support employment of many other disadvantaged populations, including the homeless, women from safe houses, refugees. Nearly 70% of our employees come from disadvantaged populations, including those with developmental disabilities. We're proud to serve kids like Kennedy, Garnet, Jody, and Lori, who demonstrate that true beauty is not physical beauty or ability or intellectual ability. What they teach us is that true beauty is spiritual in nature, and their ability to be caring and compassionate and loving despite obstacles is the most inspirational form of beauty of all. One last story. Like most kids with Down syndrome, my son Kennedy loves to dance. His first thing was Cat Stevens on PBS. Now he dances every time he hears music, and there was a time not so long ago when he would dance if he turned on the blender or opened the garage door. In conclusion, help us celebrate tonight our great and noble mission, beauty and uniqueness of the great kids and adults we serve.